you're doing well today or tonight. So, about 30 or so minutes prior to filming this video, I saw a comment from one of y'all that said they were still waiting for more of my soft-spoken videos. I didn't really realize it, but ever since getting the 2-mic setup going, I haven't done any soft-spoken at all, so I figured tonight we could remedy that. I don't know if I'll be able to do soft-spoken the entire video, as it makes my voice tired. I don't know, it strains my throat a bit, but I'll go as long as I can. It's been so long since I've done a soft-spoken video that I almost kind of forgot how to find the middle ground of whispering and just normal, regular talking. It's kind of hard to find the exact middle, but I'm trying my best, and it sounds different to me because I'm listening in on 2 mics instead of 1, so it's kind of weird to hear my own soft-spoken voice in stereo instead of mono audio. So, anyhow, ask and you shall receive. So, we're gonna do soft-spoken. As for the trigger in tonight's video, just some more page ruffling. It's one of my favorites to do. I really, really enjoy the sound that the pages make when you ruffle through them very, very gently. As for the book that I'll be ruffling through, I've got a real classic. Most folks have read it, and if they haven't read it, odds are they've heard about it. That book is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I got this cool pencil-drawn art cover edition. I bought this, gosh, it would have to be 6 years ago, at least. Or, well, let's say 4 to 6 years ago. I can't quite remember, but it was a while ago. At the time, I lived very, very close to a small mom and pop bookstore. It was a really cool store. I miss it quite a bit, but I went in there. It was actually the first time I was ever had ever visited. And, I've read Harry Potter prior to that, but I didn't actually own any copies myself. I always borrowed them from the library or at school, because this was, again, a long time ago. So, I saw on the shelves, these, not limited edition, because you can find them anytime. I'm sure they're still out there, but I saw these just different versions of the cover art. They're pretty cool. It's all just pencil drawing and shading and they're pretty neat. So that was a cool purchase. I remember as well, the lady behind the counter was an older lady, and she was one of the owners. But I went to go check out, and I only purchased this book. But there was a book that I really, really love that I hadn't read in quite a few years at that point, and it's pretty much what led me into the bookstore. I wanted to find a copy of it, to no avail, but I figured I'd ask the nice lady, and so I said, "Hey, do you happen to have any copies of ink art somewhere in the back, or, anything like that?" And she used her little search tool, her inventory management tool, and she had pulled up on the computer, and she said, "Well, I don't have any currently, but I could order one in for you if you'd like." And I said, "Yeah, that would be great, please." And so I remember she put in the order, and I waited about a week or so. I had given her my contact information so she could let me know when it was ready to be picked up. And I remember a week had gone by and I hadn't heard any word at all. So I was like, shipments can take time, and it's a family-owned store, so I'm not expecting the quickest service, And then another week passed, and I hadn't heard anything. And then another had passed. And finally, it had been over a month. And there was no news as to if they had gotten this copy of ink art. So I thought, what the heck, I'll stop by again and I'll just ask in person. What's the worst that could happen? Well, I got to the bookstore, and the lady was there again. And I asked her, I said, "Hey, I was here about a month or so ago, and I had asked for a copy of ink art to be shipped in. and she was upset. She told me, she said, I tried contacting you for weeks and you never answered. So I gave up trying, and she was not happy at all. She wasn't yelling, but she, her disappointment, was measurable, to say the least, so. And I told her that I hadn't gotten any emails or phone calls from her, and that's why I was here, to check in person. Well, it turns out that she'd gotten the contact information wrong somehow, both the phone number and the email. So she was calling somebody, I don't know who, but somebody out there was not picking up the phone for her, and the email, I have no idea, but anyway, we smoothed things over a bit, and she held on to the copy. It was not the greatest condition, I'll admit. The cover was half hanging off the front, and the previous owner had left annotations everywhere in that book, not on like sticky notes, but written directly onto the page. And all the pages were dog-eared, and some were ripped slightly. It was pretty messy. There was like a water stain on the bottom right corner of the pages. Or I hope it was a water stain. Some kind of mystery liquid. Gross. Sorry. And yeah, I was a little surprised because I was under the impression that it was going to be a new copy. Not used, but after the one-sided argument, it wasn't really an argument, but after the disappointed verbal thrashing that was doled out to me, I did not have the nerve to tell her that I wasn't really interested in that beat up of a book. You know, I don't mind some wear and tear. There's nothing wrong with that, but she also wanted the new book price. It was, I would argue higher than new book price. It was a paperback copy of Inkheart, and if memory serves me correctly, it was $20 or $25 for this absolutely battered copy. But I didn't have the nerve to tell her that I was no longer interested, so I coughed up $20-ish for a torn, water-damaged copy of Inkheart. And yeah, after that, I never went back. It wasn't. It was a big misunderstanding. I don't really blame her. If I was running a small bookstore and I ordered something in for somebody, and then they just didn't show up until a month and a half later. I suppose that could be irritating. Now, would I act how she did? I'd like to think not, but who knows? I've never been in that position. But yeah, it certainly wasn't pleasant, especially because I wasn't the one who entered the contact information. I told it to her and she wrote it down on pen and paper. She had a little notepad with her. So, yeah, and then, funnily enough, upon actually reading the book, it was actually missing a few pages here and there. So I actually just had to end up buying a copy from Barnes & Noble that was on the other side of town. And yeah, it was a waste of time and money overall, but what can you do? Sometimes things like that happen, and to be fair, I certainly could have reached out earlier than a month and some change to kind of get an update. So, I'm guilty as well. But I was a kid at the time, so I didn't really know how to kind of, or rather, it wasn't that I didn't know, it was that social interaction was not my strong suit at the time. I was very anxious about things like that back then. So, calling the place was very scary to me. So, yeah, but anyhow, that's enough. That was a long tangent. I'm sorry. On the bright side, I did get at least this cool copy of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And now I'm gonna shut up for a little bit. What are we? I'm gonna shut up 18 minutes into this video, give or take, and actually make some sounds for y'all. Sorry for the incredibly long and probably boring tangent. says that I purchased it in 2021. So it was about 5 years ago, not 6. So I suppose I wasn't a kid. I was a young man who was too anxious to get on the phone. Phone calls can be kind of stressful, you know. Not so much for me anymore, but when I was younger, yeah, I did not do very well with that kind of thing. Sorry, there's a very, very tiny jumping spider on my light that I have right now. He's crawling around on it, doing his thing. I'm not very afraid of bugs and things like that. Spiders don't really bother me too terribly much. And he's just a little guy. He's like a jumping spider. He's like that big. Yeah. He's just doing his thing. I don't wanna bother him too much, but sorry, I'm entranced by him. He really, really likes the light that I have. He just keeps crawling around in circles. Anyhow, y'all, I think I'm gonna end this one just a little bit early because I have to wake up a little earlier tomorrow for work. So I hope that you enjoyed this very unfocused video. I got very, very distracted. I'm sorry. And I hope that y'all have a great rest of your day or night, and that y'all stay safe out